We are live. We are
Dub dub
here.
dub da da dub 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 da dub 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 da da dub
Whoa,
dub
whoa,
dub.
whoa. Gentlemen. First of all, everyone who's watching, this is the episode of the Attacking Third. And, gentlemen, we are winding down the season here. And listen, what looked to be a fun trip because we saw this Eagles and Washington DC trip. Everyone had fun on Philly sports trips, and so I looked at it. Saw that Philly sports trips just hooked up the Union. And they were going down to Charlotte, and I wanted to go in the worst way. However, maybe it's good I saved our money because uh, everybody looks like they were showing up, but the Philadelphia Union didn't look like it. Matter of fact, they looked fatigued. They looked like they're tired. I don't know where they were, but guys, first of all, what happened? What happened all Saturday? This is not the Union team that I've seen all year. This is, I don't know. I'm lost for words. My nipples are all twisted here. Ah! I don't know what happened.
Okay, first of all, nobody wants to hear about your nipples, Pat. I think
Okay.
we all
Second of
Can
all,
I
that's,
do that again?
established.
that's it. Please don't ever.
Yeah, I will. Please,
I have to
nobody
pinch
wants to
myself to
hear
wake
about
up.
your nipples anyway. Um,
Gus,
Love here, my guy.
I can
ow.
tell you
Feels
exactly what happened.
sensitive.
We had a bad game. That's what happened, and unfortunately, it cost us the
Late in
shield.
the
Right, and unfortunately, it cost us the shield.
Mm-hmm.
And now I guess I'm just happy that it's over, and we're coming towards the end of the season here. So hopefully we can get a win this weekend and go into the playoffs with some more energy. I mean, I guess like overall, I wanted the shield because again, I mean, in past episodes, I've talked to Austin about this. To me, the shield is the most important one. Um, but I guess we can take this as let's get this bad game out of the way and get going into the MLS playoffs with a win this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, well, first of all, before I get into talking, Austin, what about you? What did you take away from this game?
Honestly, the same things as Gus. I was bummed that we're out of the running for the Shield now, and aside from that, it was just one of those games where you're out of form, you get caught, and sometimes the blowback is pretty rough. So, just got to round out the season against Toronto now and move on. Look forward to the playoffs at this point.
If we can put a beating on Toronto like we have other teams, like that would just be icing on the cake for the season, to be honest with you. And
Yeah,
and
good
like I said,
momentum swing.
at least we got that bad game out of the way. And I've said it before, and I'm probably going to say it again. The team that we have, the Philadelphia Union, are number one in the East because we know how to play with each other and we know what to do on the field. If we don't play well, we are
Mm-hmm.
not a good team. We don't have a superstar to rely on. We don't have any of that. So if we have a bad game, especially like we did last week, this is going to happen.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting the egg to be laid here. I was not expecting that.
No, no, it was a little
And
bit surprising.
to me, I was, again, this is not Andre. Again, it was terrible defense. Just like I said, a lackluster performance from the defense. You saw bad turnovers. And this guy right here, where's he at? Did I get rid of him already? Um, this guy Danny Rios just came out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know
You know
what
what,
he put in
Pat?
his coffee. He
I,
had ice in
I
his
gotta
legs, and he was.
gotta tell you for the whole week I've been hearing about this fascination with Rios because he scored. Listen, he we had a bad game and he was there. Unfortunately, that's just what happened.
So he's not that good
He
of a player. He just
No,
caught
no,
wind.
stop it. It
Right.
was just a bad game, and he just happened to be
It's
there to
like
put
cork pots
the
going
wind
off
back
here.
in
What
the
you're
net.
telling me?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with anything. He's not that good. He does the job, but no, he just
Hey, you
we
leave you
just
leave
had a
Gus's
bad
boy
game.
Furcon alone, dude. You take it easy on him.
Yeah. So that's like I said. Well, Austin, what's your take? First of all, hey Dave, you guys can check out Dave on Saturday mornings on Passing Out Fanatics. Also, you can check him out on the Steel Step podcast and with Dev Rose Sports talking pro wrestling. He says, "Hey fellas, go Union." Oh, David, you just ruined my mood by you showing up. Shut up, David.
Well,
Anyone named
it
Dave,
ruined my mood by his profile picture there. What's
yeah.
going on?
But anyways, no, Dave's a good guy. But listen,
Yeah,
guys,
I know, I
this
know.
this this guy, Dangerous Danny Rios, man, just came out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know. I don't know
Stop
what to
it.
expect.
Yeah, pump the brakes, dude. Danny Rios is not some world-breaking player
Oh,
because he scored 4 goals one time.
let me ask you a question, Pat. Let me ask you a question.
That man, that
Have
man
you heard
scored.
of
That
Danny
man scored
Rios before
twice.
we speak?
Yeah, have you ever heard of Danny Rios before this?
No, I mean, I
No,
really
that's
haven't.
the answer
Exactly.
is
You'll
no.
never you'll never hear of him again.
No.
I
No, all respect to Rios though, man. That was an amazing individual effort to be able to score 4 goals.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but
That's
the
never
man, the
easy in
man
a
going
professional
going
game.
into that match had only scored 2 the entire year, and he in
mhm.
one match doubled his total season output. It's a blip in the radar. Like it's
Ju-
not like we're not all of a sudden going to stop marking a certain guy because we're going to like double down on a certain position because Danny Rios. Like
I mean, look, the kid looks sharp. And remember, we talked the week prior, though, Austin. Do you think that had something to do with the interim head coach? Something, I forget how to pronounce his name. Larry something. I think it's Larry. It's some big long name. But I think, like I said, they had a two. I forget who they was, but they had a two-game victory heading into this two-game winning streak. Do you think that played a part in all this? The way
it
his
probably
coaching.
for Charlotte especially it probably did. Um, it's momentum that you're carrying through against the team that just came off of a draw. So I mean, they have essentially they have more momentum than you did going into that match. So it sort of made
Right.
sense that they would it probably walk away with points of some sort. I didn't expect the difference to be that great, but like I said, all hats off to them because especially Rios, like they played out of sight.
Right. And dude, like I said, they were dangerous on both sides of the ball. I mean, I know there was a few times, and I don't understand what the Union approach was because they were showing mostly from outside that box. Like they weren't in the really inside, like the end zone, if you will. They were, or the goal line, if you want to break down football terms. They were kind of like on the outside, if the blue line. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they
a
were
lot of
really.
their attempts came from outside of the box.
So I don't get their approach there. I mean, I don't know if they could get close enough, but like I said, say what you want. I mean, like I said, I know Gus, you're telling me pump the brakes, don't get too excited, but I mean, the kid looked like he was the only one that showed up to play soccer in this bad
and
weather.
he very well may have been the only one that came out to play. But we just weren't playing um our game, man.
We did,
And
yeah, we definitely did not play
it's
up
what
to
it
form at
is.
all. Yeah.
Do you think the weather has played an X factor and all that? Because I know that weather the following day we traveled up here and we all saw the birds game from it. Do you think that something to do with that?
I mean, maybe it's maybe. I mean, the weather plays a part in every sport that doesn't have a roof. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
maybe. But for nothing though, it's not an excuse. Like
Yeah.
I can see like maybe losing 1-2-0. For nothing is not. It's there's no excuse for that, and it shouldn't have happened, especially with the caliber of play that we've been putting on this whole year. Um, but it happens. So right now, the best thing that the union can do is just put it in, the back burner, let it burn out, and just go forth to the next item. And that's the best thing that we can do. This game cannot linger in our heads because once again, I'm going to say it one more time. We do not have the team that can afford one bad game.
Right.
We can't. We just don't have. We don't have. We can't sustain it.
And then, like I said, that to me, like I said, it just sucks because it looks like you're on if you would have won this, you would have won the supporter shield. And now you just, like I said, laid an egg of all games. And, me and Austin, we talk about this from time to time. It happens. It's going to happen. You're not going to win them all. There's games in where they don't look so sharp. And this was one of them. But, I don't know if they're resting players for the playoffs. Maybe they got playoffs in their minds instead of supporter shield. I don't know. I don't know what Jim Curtin was thinking. I don't know what he was trying. But like I said, you can't have games like this. Nonetheless, you can't be getting shut out. You like I said,
Mhm.
you can't be having that. You just can't. Like you said, it's not an excuse to to not show up. You
Listen,
get paid
it's
to
not an
play.
excuse. It's not an excuse, but at the same time, I'm not I'm not sounding any alarms.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
neither.
I'm not freaking out. But this is no time to panic. This is time to just get our heads together and just come out and do the same thing we've been doing all year,
Yeah, you just
especially at
gotta.
home against Toronto.
Yeah, coming off a loss like that, you really just want to spend the weekend training just trying to get a mental reset to be able to come
Well,
Yeah,
out and
because
play your strong,
I don't because I
especially
really
in.
don't count.
well, what
Yeah,
could
I
they
don't
have
count
done
the game
different
against
in this
Pachuca.
game?
yeah, me
What
neither.
could what could they have done different in this game to, some kind of strategy? Because whatever they were trying
Uh,
on Saturday, like I said,
Aside from
cover
everything,
yeah.
Rios maybe.
I mean, like aside from
Make sure that
everything
Rios
they
didn't
did
Well,
do
score
wrong,
every single
um,
time.
the passing wasn't as crisp for sure. You lacked a lot of
Defense,
that
man.
that good key passing. The defense was not as strong as they have been all year. Um,
Wagner getting sent off.
yeah, and we're not going to have them for this upcoming weekend against Toronto because
Yeah,
of the
that
yellow
that's a
accumulation there, which is
big that's a
that's huge.
big loss.
That is literally your guy on set
Yeah,
pieces in the attack.
dude,
Like
it's the leading defend. It's the leading defender in
in
assists
assists, yeah.
for the year, dude.
and
It's a
I
huge loss.
and I saw during the game also. I saw, was it Santos that got the red card? He got thrown the red card at. So that they were collect again the
Which
penalties,
one?
like you said. Santos, I think he got hit with the red card, I believe, during the game. Um,
Which one? What game?
Sergio Santos.
Sergio Santos during this game.
He does
During,
not play for us
No,
anymore.
he doesn't
no,
play right
well,
Traded
now.
him.
like I said, I could be saying his
No.
name wrong, but I
Wagner.
know.
Wagner was
Yeah,
the one that
Was
Wagner
it
was.
got
Wagner?
two yellows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Wagner
thought
got
I
hit with
saw
two
the.
yellows and got sent off. Well, but the second yellow was immediately followed by a red because of the fact
Listen,
that he had
Okay,
Pat.
so
gotten
that's
two.
Pat.
what I saw.
Pat. I got to tell you, just because a name is foreign doesn't mean that it's the same as everything else. Okay. Let me
Oh,
come on. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. Okay, leave Santos out of here.
jeez. Well, I mean, I'm pretty bad with my tongue. All right, just I'm horrible. Um, but like I
There's
said,
probably
I don't.
someone that can vouch for that statement, but we will talk about that later.
Yes, sir. Um, but like I said, to me,
That's for
you
the
need
late
this.
night show, Austin.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
that's
comes
that's
off.
for that's for the video game show. If you want to
Yeah,
hop in,
that
Pat.
that one goes off the rails. Um,
There are no rails. It's just there's a small patch of it at the beginning, and then just dirt tracks all over.
That's like Pat Bowling. He needs the bumpers. There is no
dude, there's
bumpers.
not. And right, and when that happens, God, I'm hitting somebody with a bowling ball. Something's going down. Someone's going down. It ain't
There's
me.
no
No,
there's
there,
there's
there's.
there's no there's no mechanism to create bumpers. It's just more
So
fire.
Austin, let me ask you a question. Now that Wagner's not gonna be out there, who do you put in his place?
Honestly, I would probably shift Ariel or Bizo over. It's the best option that you got.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, they both have the pace to be able to play the position. It's just we're going to lose a lot defensively with Wagner, and especially on the setup. But
What about
Ariel and Bizo both have a good foot from the outside to be able to put a ball in on service. But I don't know about on set pieces. I have no idea where you go there. I mean, maybe Gazdag, I guess.
dude,
That's where the
Lesnes?
real question is.
Boom.
Yo, just just from every
Just boot
angle
everything.
outside of the box, let's just
Jake,
fire absolute rockets all
Five,
day.
5 feet, bomb. No, I'm thinking. I
Solid
was thinking
meter and a
about
half
maybe
out of the
putting.
box, just launch one.
I was thinking maybe putting in Matthew Real.
Ooh,
On Saturday.
yeah. Matt Real would probably be a good option because
Yeah.
he does like to join the attack a ton.
Yeah, and that's why I would put him on there because he's very much leaning towards attack. Now he's good. He's not a defender like Wagner is, but I think he's very serviceable. I mean, you can put him in
Yeah, I mean
there
he
and
has
attack
yeah
can flourish from that
yeah
because
he has
he's
solid defensive
he's a
prowess.
bit
So I mean,
he's a bit quicker than Wagner is, isn't he?
just a bit, yeah.
Well, how
Yeah,
long is he going to be out for?
Just this upcoming
just one
match, and then
game. It's
that's it.
just it's
It's
just
just a
a that's it.
suspension because of the yellow accumulation. That's the
No,
way
Yeah,
it
so
works.
wow.
if you get a
If
red,
you're
you
a
don't play
rude
the next
yeah
game.
to put it as simply as possible, if you're a rude boy enough times in soccer, you don't get to play next game.
Right.
Do
I see.
you know
Like I
how
said,
in football, if you get two unsportsmanlike conducts, you get kicked out of the game?
Right.
Or
In
like in
soccer, it's the
basketball with
same
2
thing,
technical
but you don't
fouls.
play the next game.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow,
And
they
that,
come
it's
down on
not,
you.
yeah, and it's not even like, oh, dude, like say
Well,
it's like beginning of the season and that happens, you're not playing in game 2.
so
Like it's
but
not an accumulation thing where eventually they're like, nah, dude, this is
Yeah.
this is egregious. Like we're gonna have you sit
You
out
don't,
a game.
you
It's
don't
like, yo,
get to
you,
pick
you
the
just got
game.
2 yellow cards? No.
Peace.
yeah, like I said, man.
See you in 2 weeks, homeboy.
So he won't be able to play Sunday against Toronto, pretty
Correct.
much.
No.
Well, that's fine
Correct.
because, like I said, at this point, you want to put in your
Honestly, yeah,
backups.
I think it's good because it gives one of your key players a decent rest going into the playoffs. It gives him an extra week to be able to just, sort of collect himself and regather and be able to approach the MLS Cup playoffs with a different mindset.
Right.
I'm still
Like I said,
I'm still a little salty about the Shield though, man. I wanted it. I wanted it bad.
Yeah, me too. But shit
yeah.
What
happens.
are
Well,
you
that's
gonna do? But it was just this was an unforeseen game. I did not see this coming from the Union at all. Like
Not at
not
all.
even a
no,
little bit.
I don't think anybody could have predicted that happening, honestly.
no.
I was watching and I was like,
Unless you're an
'cause
extremely
I'm
hopeful
used
Charlotte
I'm
fan
used
who
to
didn't see it
scoring
coming.
I'm used to scoring ourselves. So I'm like watching. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a 0, but on the other side, what the hell is this?
Yeah, dude, I was watching it at work, and after the third goal was scored off the PK, I literally looked at my coworker. I was like, I'm gonna shut this game off. He was like, "Why, dude?" I'm like, "It's like the 62nd minute, and it's 3-0 already. It's only going to get worse."
That's
It's
crazy.
awful. It did get worse.
Like you said, Gus, we didn't expect this to happen.
No.
Like I said, a one-man wrecking crew. That's all it was. Like I said, one player just going off once in a while. It's going to happen. Uh, for him, it was the right time, right place, and for us, it wasn't. Like I said earlier, I think it had something to do with the influence of the interim head coach fighting for a job. Once that job, obviously, now being up on a team like the Philadelphia Union, you're probably more likely going to get it. And preparing yourself more for next year and become more of a dangerous team. And then you had Danny Rios just find his spots and pick them. I mean, where even Andre Blake wasn't aware. I mean, he was really, dialed down on the defense and took care of business. I mean, he was wide open on a lot of his shots, in the paint, if you will, in the paint, taking care of business. So, like I said, that's where I saw a lot of dangerous. Then he got that one penalty kick, Danny Rios, and he was just feeling it at night. He was just feeling it on Saturday, icing
Yeah,
his legs, icing them.
Yeah, well, Tavares. I mean, he also put out a good game plan against the Union. I mean, I'm just hoping that he didn't give somebody else the blueprint. I'm confident in Curtin so much that I don't see this happening. I just hope that they didn't just give everybody a blueprint of how to beat the Union. You know what I'm saying?
Good,
no,
that's
because the
that's
way the
good.
way we the way we played over the weekend is not indicative of how we've played throughout the
No,
entire season, especially in the tail end. So there's
no,
absolutely no
but
way that
was
anyone's like,
that
we
was
know
that
exactly how to beat this team now because you could expect us to come out and play like that again, and it's a complete 180, and we're just
but was
literally
that because
we're essentially figuratively choking you to death, and there's nothing you
yeah,
can
no,
do.
but our gameplay, like, was that because of us or was that because of them? I think it was a little bit of both,
I
and
would
it
say it's a
looked.
little bit of both, but more the lack of a strong effort from us than it is
I'm
the
hoping
sheer.
so.
That's what I'm hoping too. I feel like I'm being a
I'm
little
hoping so
hopeful, but at
because
the same
if
time,
not,
sorry, I'm
we
like leaning
are
out of screen.
in trouble.
Yeah, but like Gus, like you said, that could expose us on tape. Whatever they did, whatever he game plan, because like I said, that new head to like I said, I keep on forgetting his name. The new head, so the new
Tavares.
head, yeah, that interim head coach is playing for a job. He wants it, and like I said, like during the press conferences, and I hear the team down
Well,
there,
that is.
they
I
like
mean,
playing.
it's in his
They like,
step.
huh?
Didn't he get it already?
I don't know.
No,
They
Tavares
said
isn't the head coach there right now.
Oh,
no,
that's the
but
one that
they
It's
said
got
somebody else.
the.
He got fired. Yeah.
That's the one that got
Wait.
fired.
Yeah, because that was back in August. They named him. Shoot, who was it?
it's
Oh
like
no,
it's something long, and I don't want to butcher it.
originally it was Miguel Angel Ramirez. But who the hell had taken over? It was Christian Latanzio
That's it.
took over. He's the interim head coach. He was the assistant under Ramirez.
Right. So I've listened to his press conference and I listened to the players. They rallied around him. And again, heading into this game, they were coming off a 2-game winning streak. And maybe the Philadelphia Union just took this lightly or whatever. But hey, listen, one guy came with his playbook and the other one didn't. And Jim Kern didn't adjust, or maybe the players didn't adjust to Danny Rios going off or whatnot. I mean, you got to make those adjustments. And like I said, to see Andre Blake off his game is shocking because usually he's on it, especially a guy who caught fire in one game. So, well, like I said, they're gonna have to figure it out. And they will. They'll bounce back. The bad part is they usually unleash hell on the team after. So, um, you know, like the one time, like the one game that me and Olsen said, I said they're going to unleash hell, and they beat the piss out of DC like 7-0. So, yeah, they're going to
Yes,
wind
that
up beating
was
the
like
piss out.
something.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I don't think they're going to play. Now, do you guys think they're going to be putting their starters in? Do you think it's necessary, or do you think they're going to rest them up for the playoffs?
Well, they're not going to rest every single person.
Not every single, but your key players. For instance, is
You'll,
Andre
you'll,
Blake
you'll
going to
more
get
than
play?
likely see it.
They'll probably play the kids, but
Yeah,
the
you'll
kids
more than
for the
likely
most
see
part,
limited
they're
minutes from a
probably
lot
gonna-
of the guys.
We're probably going to see a lot of Sullivan. We're
Okay.
probably going to see
Aronson,
some Aronson
McGlynn.
action. McGlynn. Well, McGlynn might play just a half, to be honest, because
Yeah,
he's
he'll definitely
basically
get
part of our.
limited.
Yeah, but we'll probably see the kids, which is good because they they need some experience. So
Oh yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, they
And if
listen.
if this team if they do play the kids and they can go out there and just like beat up on Toronto, I feel good.
Yeah, so I mean, what do you guys think about is Blake going to get started? Do you think he's going to get time to rest up himself?
We see Blake plays a position where like you want him to play because you want him to stay loose and hot, right? Um,
Hmm.
Consistent.
they might put Freeze in. I don't think that's the play. But I think Blake won't get the start.
I have a strong
Okay.
feeling that going into the second half, we'll probably immediately use all of our subs. We'll pull Carranza, Gazdag, probably McGlynn, probably either Elliott or Glesson is one of the two. Probably another
Probably
midfielder.
Glesnes.
Either another midfielder or they'll swap Blake. So like they'll get some play just to at least stay loose and limber, but then they'll make the switch over. But honestly, I would not be surprised if Blake ends up not starting, but
Hmm.
I feel like giving him one more match to essentially solidify goalkeeper of the year at this point would probably be the way to go. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't make a decision on the 11, and if I did, it probably wouldn't be great.
Dude, maybe we'll see one of our maybe we'll see what's the boy's name, Craig.
Yeah, Brendan Craig.
We'll see some Donovan action.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see some Chris Donovan. I definitely like you were saying. I would like to see Matt Real get some play because he's one of those. I feel like he can be a key depth piece if we need him to be, and he's starting to come into that form.
I think he'll be the one to start.
Then who would you start at right back? Then which one would you do between Harriel and Bizo?
I'll probably do Harriel just to give Biso some rest. He's been playing like he's been playing well. Even though last year
he's
he
been
kind of
running like crazy.
I think he's been playing well, and I think a little rest for a player like Bizo, it's warranted
sure.
just because of the amount of miles that he gets every single week. And Harriel's not a scrub, so you're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, seeing what they're going to do here from here on out. Give them, like you said, give some kids time rest. Maybe I don't know if even Andre Blake gets even a quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like 25 minutes into the game, they wind up home. Like you said, you want to get his feet wet.
If he's starting, I really think he's going to play the whole game. I don't think they'll pull
It's
him.
It's very likely that if he starts, he plays the full 90.
If he doesn't, I'll be surprised, to be honest with you. But if he starts, he's not leaving the game.
Yeah, because
Right.
you have to think you get 5 total subs in a match. So,
And they'll
Well,
want
question,
to give
yeah, the
some guys
question,
rest.
yeah, the question then becomes, who do you choose to give that to? There'll definitely be at least 2 guys that won't be in the 11.
well,
I feel like
all
it'll
fair.
probably be like Uwa probably won't be in the
Mhm.
starting 11, and we'll probably start
Oh, yeah.
Donovan instead, or probably even Burke. And then probably like no Bedoya or Martinez. We'll start one of the young guys there, maybe both. And then from
Bedoya.
there it's gonna be, dude, first of all, number 1 player over 35. Probably because there aren't many players over 35.
It's true.
And he just got the extension. He'll be here for another 2 years.
Oh, God.
Dude, come on now.
God.
I go
man.
back and forth on this, man.
Come
Like
on.
almost as bad as Pat does with Reese Hoskins.
Yes.
Nowhere
Oh my
near as
God!
bad.
Don't need that.
It's nowhere near as
That's a
bad as Pat with
completely
Reese.
different ballgame.
That's
I have never seen somebody go back and forth with somebody. First of all, Reese. I like Reese. Okay,
Yes.
he's okay, but he's nothing to be like excited over. I mean, to me anyway.
Listen,
But
I get
that's
screwed over any
exactly
man. I mean,
exactly how you go back and forth or Reese. That Austin might be in the same boat, but Bedoya will
not
always
to the
be
extent as
Bedoya.
Bedoya is Bedoya, but at the same time, like comparatively between the
uh-oh.
two, I feel
Our
like
man,
Bedoya means more in terms of a leadership role than Hoskins
Well, yeah,
does.
well,
and
So
that's what it's for. But
that's where
that's his
the
role.
scale like tips
His
more
role,
towards.
his role
first
is
of
not
all,
to do shit on the field. His job is to make sure that they're
Hey,
playing together.
uh,
sometimes you got to let the man play. Sometimes let him have some fun.
yeah, so here goes our man Ian, big time Union head. I see him all the time posting, talking about Union. So here he goes. He goes, Union needs to step up because the last are BS and there's no excuses for it. Wow, yeah.
There
And
is
I
no
also
excuse
was,
for it. No excuse to get beat 4-0 at all. No excuse for it.
But at the same time, Charlotte is not a last place team. With their win, they actually jumped 2 spaces in the standings. Or no, they fell behind, didn't they? Let me double check because I have it here.
they didn't.
Yeah, Charlotte's down to 9.
I think they're just going to miss the party.
Yeah, it's
They're just,
right now because I literally yesterday put out an article on
yes, I
edgeophillysports.com.
saw it.
Check
I
it out.
saw it.
Um, I
Check it
covered
out.
the bottom 3 of the Eastern Conference, and it originally was Orlando City, Inter Miami, and I think it was Charlotte. And now the bottom 3 are Inter Miami, Cincinnati, Columbus, with Orlando City and Charlotte on the outside looking in.
No, but the last I want to say the last 5 teams, like you just don't lose 4-0 to like that. It just he's
I
right.
agree.
There's no excuse for it.
Yeah,
I'm
100%
just
agree.
hoping again. I don't know if you heard me say this at the beginning, but I'm just hoping that this doesn't do anything to their psyche,
Hoping it
because
was more of an
that's a
anomaly than a
huge part of
consistent thing
what we
now.
do every week.
Yeah, because you definitely want that to just be an anomaly at this point, because if that's how you're going to
That's how
roll
I'm taking it,
into
man.
the season,
I'm taking.
yeah,
I don't think it's gonna happen again.
first of all, final game of season's at home. Nobody
Hmm.
wins in Philly. Bad things happen in Philadelphia to people who come into Philadelphia. But
Yeah.
like,
Have you ever been to Chester? It's even worse.
and they're also
Good
building
point.
that huge, the huge like
Oh yeah.
sportsplex down there, bro. That place is
Oh,
about to be popping when it
that
comes to soccer,
the
dude.
only you want to know the only problem? They're taking parking lot away. It's gonna be so far.
Yep. The Sons of Ben are moving to a new lot for all their tailgating stuff. A lot
Sons
of
of
stuff's going to
Bennett
get
checked into
reworked.
the show.
There they
I like
are.
it. Yeah. So I think. Oh, here goes our man Ian again.
Cincinnati's a game
Uh,
and tie, and Montreal wins. Montreal. What?
uh,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
They would have more wins than us, and it would be a tiebreak.
We got the standings. The Union is
I
deciding
don't
Montreal wins. The
honestly
Broncos
at
get
this point.
I
I don't
know.
think that's gonna
Oh yeah,
happen.
yeah.
I
Well,
think we get them
would
back.
have more wins than us. Yeah.
if Montreal wins and we lose, they go ahead by 1 point because they're at 62. So
I
even
don't think
if
that happens.
if they draw and we draw, we're still 3 points ahead. I
I
know we're
don't
still
think
2
that
points
happens.
ahead.
We just can't lose. And to your point, Austin, we don't lose at home,
We don't.
and we can't. And we this is not a time to start because we
No.
need that. We need that first round bye.
Yeah, definitely a necessary evil
Especially me
for other
because my
teams
sister's
is
getting
for us to
married that
lose.
weekend, so I would rather than play the weekend after
Well,
that.
well, oh, that's a see, but you know what? Like, this
Not have
could
to not have to weigh out that choice
see. I don't
Well,
know if
no, I'm
like
watching the Union. I don't.
yeah.
during the
See,
whole thing. They're like, Gus, the rings. You're like, huh?
No. Don't talk to me right now.
the union.
just in the middle of the church, just Gus, start running down.
Can't say it would be the first time that's happened. It's okay though.
No, and it definitely won't be the last either.
So real fast, I want to give a. Oh, here goes my man Ian again. My man Ian says we need to restore
Yeah,
our momentum after this past week,
that's exactly
past two
right.
weeks.
Yeah,
I'll say,
What
that's
better
what I
way
said
to get
earlier.
back on track than one
Yeah,
of the worst teams in MLS?
yeah, that's what I said earlier today. That this is what we need to do. We need to go out there and just put a spanking on these guys so we can get that momentum back, get them
Just
back on track,
just
going
right
into.
off the top rope, dude.
And again, if this did anything, I'm glad that it got that bad game out of the way. That way we can just go again towards the MLS playoffs with a win and
yeah, because don't
with
you
our
want to play
heads in
with
the right place.
caution though? Like, are you worried like you're one of your guys could get hurt? Like, put yourself in Jim Curtin's shoes. I mean, granted, like Ian's saying that you want to go in there and rock their world. However, it's the last game of the season. Is it really going to mean all that much to lay a spank down on
I mean,
on
having that first round bye could
Yeah,
prove all the difference.
any kind of spanking means a lot. It just
see,
it puts your mind in the right place.
would it have been better for this team not to be, have that bye, like, have that anger momentum and carry? Because do you think a week worth of rust is going to affect this
No,
team?
no, I think we're very sound. Especially we're pretty solid when it comes to our team chemistry, and
Hmm.
that's all because of Curtin. So I don't think first round bye will hurt us at all. If anything, it just gives Curtin more time to prepare, which it's dangerous to be honest with you.
Right. So real fast before we go any further, I gotta give the sponsors here a quick shout out. Of course, our man David R. Cherry, give him a shout, man. He is really good with all the things that he's doing down in Delco, I believe. Working compensation, medical vehicle accident, personal injury, criminal law. Hit him up, David R. Cherry, 610-565-0300. And then, of course, you get the Philly Sports Trips. It's really doing a fine job, guys.
The
Uh, the
official
official
sports trips of the union, my
and
dude.
yes, they are. Thank you, Austin. They are doing magical things. Their next big trip here, if you're an Eagles fan, you want to hop on that bus. New York here, it's only going to be $325. I hear it is a party like no other. So, and then one more thing here. Check it out. And this is a little blurred version, but yeah, the Phillies post game, EOP, all their channels, all their shows, man, don't miss it out. And here goes one
Yeah,
from
few of the shows here on EOP are kicking into playoff mode now. So
Jeff Brand.
definitely make sure you're staying tuned.
Yes, and my man Jeff is sitting there singing the song here. Jeff, please,
Oh, wait, we got some breaking news. I don't know if you guys are aware, but since the video game show is coming up a little later on tonight, FIFA 23, when you score with the Union, you can now hear dub 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 dub.
really?
Yes, they got all of the crowd sounds from all the MLS clubs to add into
We're on
their
the map,
tracking
guys.
for
We are
so like
on the map.
all that stuff.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I like that. That's pretty sick. That's good news.
I was always one of those people growing up as a kid where I got so used to my broadcast commentary team's voices that when I played a game, it just didn't feel the same. I want them to make a sports game where every single team you get their broadcast team
Oh,
for
that would be
for
something.
like the local broadcast teams for the games. It would be so sick. Like getting like Jim Jackson
Mhm.
for the Flyers games and stuff, dude.
Yeah,
Oh my god, it would be so good. Get like to play MLB the Show and have Tom McCarthy doing your play-by-play would be so sick.
Dude, I
I
would
like that.
love to play. I would love to play
To
Madden
play
with the
FIFA and
Eagles
get
and have
JP
Merrill Reese
Dellacamera.
just call your plays.
Yeah, well, listen, look, it would be sick. But like speaking of, Austin, you mentioned about the Oracle and all this stuff. Looking towards that playoffs, though. I mean, like I said, this team's gonna have a first round bye, and like I said, I know guys like
Hopefully,
Ian
but
here
yeah,
and myself, very upset what we saw this past weekend. It's not like this is this is all out of the ordinary for this, the Union to have this kind of game to lay an egg. I get all that, but however, the MLS runs through Philly or runs through Chester, okay? However you want to put it. It runs through our neighborhood, okay? And we get that first run by. We're going to take it easy, and things will be back to normal. Like I said, I know I'm wearing the blue and gold sunglasses now, but I'm excited. And to have this kind of atmosphere with nothing going on right now, I think the Union will be taking care of business in the MLS playoff term.
Yeah, and I
yeah.
100% agree with that. If the playoffs were to start right now, we would have that first round bye, so we have to wait and see what the final match week results are. But
I
as
don't
of
even
right
want to think
now,
about. I don't even want to think about them not having by. To be honest, I think
yeah, at this
it's
point
so
with
far fetched.
yeah, it, it
Right.
definitely
So
it definitely is very strange to have to sit there and be like, there is a possibility that if the stars aligned the way they might, we don't get that number one seed now. All of a sudden,
oh, really?
after all the well, because
Yeah, man.
if we tie or lose and Montreal wins, they have the outright points because they're at 62 and we're at 64. So like that win against
So actually, you
getting
guys,
a win against Charlotte was kind of key, which is why I was saying it would be good to sort of just run this last 2 weeks and not have
so
to worry
now,
about it. But now it's literally like
oh,
after basically being barricaded in the fortress all year long, the wall is starting to crack, and you hear the enemy forces finally starting to try and break it down. And like it's at that point where you're like, well, now we gotta stand and fight. Like we can't like that's why I'm saying like there's a possibility of those subs being used, some guys sitting. Don't really see it happening because of what can be on the line here. So I think we get the full regular 11. We'll probably if we end up getting the lead, or if it's too far of a differential to have to cover, it's possible we're just like, you know what, whatever, we'll play round one, fine. Bring on who the hell is it as of right now? If it were to start today and we were in second, we would
Who
play Columbus. Like
who does
I'm
Montreal
fine with
have?
kicking the crap out of Columbus.
Who does Montreal have to go against this week? Is it
Montreal,
Inter Miami? I think it's Inter Miami, isn't it?
yes sir, Inter Miami,
it's
and
a little bit of a
they're
tough team.
well, you think Inter Miami's planning to try and maintain the 5 spot or possibly leapfrog New York Red Bull
I
and
mean, I'm
jump into
I'm
four?
hoping they come out. I'm hoping they come out firing. To be honest, I mean,
Well, like you guys are hitting this all right here. So the
And
Union,
Inter
yeah,
Miami has a potential sort of momentum shift for them because Higuain announced this week that this is his final season in MLS. He'll be
it's his
hanging it.
final season ever. You
Yeah,
know
that's
how
right.
old
He's
I
just
felt when I heard that.
bro. Do you think you're the only one?
you guys are Manning. You guys probably leapfrogs them.
Bro,
So
Gonzalo Higuain has been playing since I've been watching soccer.
Yeah, man.
And
Like,
that's 99 2000 for me. So like
Dude, I remember him. I remember him playing for Real Madrid all the way back when he played in Argentina.
yeah,
Like
bro.
he's been around for a long,
Mhm.
long time.
Yep.
yeah, so
All
again,
the legends that we grew up watching are slowly starting to fade away. Like
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Thierry
really
Henry
sad.
played here, finished his soccer career here. Wayne Rooney, David Beckham, Robbie Keane. God, who else? We had
I wonder when
we
Ronaldo's
had
gonna
we
be
had
here.
we had Nani for a hot minute in
Oh, did you
MLS. We had
hear?
Kaká. Like
I don't know if you heard about this, but guess who's coming to the MLS next year? Most likely to LA Galaxy, nonetheless.
Messi, right?
Luis Suarez.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for him to start biting Americans. Refusing to shake people's hands for reasons that we all know about but don't want to
That
touch on.
man looks like that man looks more like Jim from American Pie than Pat does.
oh Jesus, thanks guys, thanks.
I almost
Uh,
ruined my keyboard.
I mean, am
Oh
I
my god.
wrong?
No.
No,
I
no,
You're
didn't think
definitely
I
not
was.
wrong. Woo.
not at all. So
I,
you
I
Oh
know,
think
my
the
goodness.
issue with him is that he can still ball though, and he's one of those
Yeah.
players that he knows what he's doing. He knows his job, and he can definitely still ball.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So look, I want to get back to also was saying now our backs are against the wall here. And, like I said, Austin, you spit on it perfectly. We should have won this game against Charlotte. We laid an egg, and now we didn't get the shield. With that, we have to win this game. We have to, just only do our part and beat the piss out of Toronto. Let them come in and just catch that beating that's coming. Because this team, one thing about the Union, they usually bounce back with a hard W, with a hard one. I see this game possibly being a 5-6 nothing win. Because I expect Jim Curtin, I can only imagine what that airplane ride was like on the way back home. I can only imagine what the practices were like, throughout the week, him getting in their faces. I don't care if it was rain or nothing. This guy, after this team laid an egg, can't have that kind of performance.
I, I
So
don't
maybe,
know if
yeah,
I don't know if it'll be like a 5-6 nothing game just because we're not going full strength. I don't think we are.
I
I
think you
think
have to now. Like, if you want that one, if
no,
you
no,
want
no,
that one
no. You
seed,
don't because I still believe that with those kids, you can still beat Toronto. Like
Yeah.
it's not like
It's just
we're just
yeah.
giving up on the play now. But I don't. That's why I said like I don't think that we're gonna sub everybody, but I think that we'll see some other kids play.
hmm
Yeah, definitely. And did you? I don't know if you guys saw it. I actually literally like 5 minutes before we hopped in, I saw it. I was scrolling through Twitter for a bit. Um, I actually normally we have like our little nameplates up right here under like in our corners, but it's not there. Um, uh, Paxton and Brendan Aronson's sister apparently balls just as hard as they do in high school.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Where did? Oh, she's in high school.
Brendan and Paxton Aronson have a kid sister in high school, and she scored a. They went to it was like a tournament or something they did. They went to double overtime, and she scored the game winner for her team to win 1-0. And it was literally like an Aronson style play where like just crashed the goddamn net. They just happened to get a foot on it and get it in.
Oh,
So
so
yeah,
it's a family
shout
affair.
outs to Jaden Aronson.
There you
It was
go.
I saw the video of it. Absolutely amazing goal. Absolutely,
Oh, yeah,
literally
it's a family
very
affair. I like it.
yeah, dude. Just
that's awesome.
being insanely aggressive in the box. Apparently, just runs through all three of them.
Yeah.
Love
Being a
it.
pest.
I love it.
So also, how do you see this playing out for Sunday?
It's
Two
definitely a bounce
thirty.
back. Definitely a bounce back. I don't have the margin as large as yours. I probably see it maybe being 1-0, 2-1. It's going to be some sort of a one goal differential. Um, it's going to be a lot of just getting back to form. What you know best, what you're best at doing. Making sure everything is the way it's supposed to go. No mess ups like we had against Charlotte. No lack of effort. Uh, Coach Curtin's going to want a lot out of these guys now that we basically essentially backed ourselves into a hole and have to claw
Mm-hmm.
our way back out now to maintain number one. So you may see them playing almost like they're playing in a bit of a panic, but it's more of them actually playing with a I guess the word would be a purpose. Um, you're going to see a lot of this team just being like, okay, well now we just have to make up for the mistake that we made and never let that happen again.
Yeah, and so like I said, pretty much we need for us to win and Montreal to lose. Is that what I'm understanding? That's
If
what,
we
We need
if
to
we
win.
if we
We
win,
need to
what
win.
Montreal does not matter
Yeah,
because
we
okay.
need to
we'll
win.
go up to
That's just
67 and they'll be 5 points out of reach.
the
And
future's in our hands. We just need to win. That's
yeah,
all we need to do,
yeah,
and we
and
Okay.
can. Even like I said, even if we do start the game, we can still win. No, I don't. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna sit everybody, but um, but we can definitely beat this team with our A
Well, to
or
me,
half of our
I
B
I,
team.
I think like Austin says, I think you're starting your rotation of 11 guys. But if you gotta have a nice, comfy comfortable lead, yeah, then you can start taking, start doing your rotations, and we'll see what the other guys go on. Now, like I said, I don't know if Toronto, okay, look, they're defeated, they're not going anywhere. Maybe they'll start, looking in their, farm system for that diamond in the rough, and
Dude,
then you might want to go try.
Toronto is in the best position that a team that's not in the playoffs could possibly be, and that is to spoil the number one team and let someone else take it
Yeah,
right out of their
you,
hands at the
and
end of the year.
and I
Yeah,
don't care
right,
what
playing
sport
for
you're playing.
spoilers.
I don't care what sport you're playing. You always want to beat that team, always.
Always,
Mm-hmm.
But you know they're
especially if
gonna
they're a
come out
number one,
hard. But
like even
what I'm
more
trying
so
to
if they're
tell you
number
is
one.
that even if they do come out hard, I don't think they're a match for us. I'm sorry,
No,
I don't.
No,
no, not like even
Now, can we have
them
a bad
going out
game?
hard
Yes.
this year has
And
not been anything really. Let's be
no,
fair.
like I
no,
said,
can we have a bad game? Yes, we can have a bad game, but I don't see it happening again.
Well,
no,
you
like I
think
said,
they're coming off of in their last three no wins, two losses, and a draw, and they lost 4-3 to Montreal and 4-2 to Atlanta. Or no, I'm sorry, they're they haven't won since August, bro. They haven't won since the 27th of August. They tied 2-2 against LA Galaxy on the
Mhm.
31st after beating
What
Charlotte
happened to
2-0
that
on the 27th.
franchise?
Bro, this has been the biggest collapse that I've ever seen of a
I'm
team.
telling
Like
you.
this is a team that was like a 5 seed last year, and now they're like literally like 7 points ahead of dead
Who?
last.
Yeah, they're back in the milk carton.
Yeah,
Like, what's going
like
on?
they beat Charlotte 2-0 on the 27th of August, tied Galaxy 2-2 on the 31st. September 4th lost 4-3 to Montreal. September 10th lost 4-2 to Atlanta. September 17th lost 4-0 to Orlando City. And then this past Friday lost 1-0 to Inter Miami. So like they've just been getting
Tanking it.
taken out to the woodshed
Dude,
consistently.
and this is the team that brought over a 30-year-old Lorenzo Insigne too. So
And
it's not
also
like
have
they have
Josie Altidore and Michael
yeah,
Bradley.
it's not like they have scrubs. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
they have
There's something
solid.
going on.
Yeah, and not only is it like solid talent, but like a lot of their lead talent is solid international talent. And
Okay.
just for some reason, this team just has just been messing the bed so bad.
Yeah, it hasn't been good.
Throw, throw it out and burn it. Like
uh, that's what I'm saying. Like, so again, this they come in South Philly, they're gonna have to get rocked.
Not
There's
South
no.
Philly.
Sorry,
Wrong place,
trust me.
but
Sorry, I'm so used to saying
they,
South Philly.
they show up South Philly adjacent.
Yeah,
just get walloped and go back north.
they are. They're gonna come through Philly and just get waffled. I just
Just walk into Philly, get punched in the mouth, say sorry, and then leave.
yeah, so
sword.
sorry. That's all I'm talking. Yeah, they're gonna have to catch a beating. This is what happened when we lost to Houston and DC was next on the schedule. Sorry, DC. You went right into that woodshed. We took our belts off. Your pants
That's
came down.
that's
We
why
spanked you.
that's why I don't I'm not too worried about it. But, I mean, we still should like we should come out firing. We should definitely not lean back on this team. But I really do believe that even our backup guys can beat this team. So not too worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, they should be able to put them away comfortably. I want to get at least a 3 goal league. If I see 3-0 league, if I see that, then if I'm Jim Curtin myself, get the rotations, set my guys out. Keep Blake in there for a little bit longer than expected. And then when I feel like it's a little bit closer to time, pull them out. You know what I mean? It's like you said, Gus, you hit it perfectly. Get those kids' feet wet for what's about to come. It's postseason time. There ain't going to be no more Torontos and the DCs of the world. You're going to be facing some top competition, and you saw it. You can't sleep on anybody, and they probably again took Charlotte for granted, slept on them. Uh, like I said
They
earlier,
might have, but
this
honestly,
head coach is playing for a job that he wants it. He's probably going to get it now, and they like what they see from him. As I call him, dangerous Danny Rios came to play,
ain't nothing good
and
about that guy.
look, it's time for look, the Union have woke up and smelled the coffee. Now, listen, they pissed off an angry Giant because they're gonna be rocking in South
I
in Chester,
I
PA.
think the Union, honestly, the Union have been pissed off since last year when we weren't able to finish in a game that
Yeah,
honestly should have been postponed. But
Yeah.
we're pissed since last year, if you ask me. And if they're not, they should, because we should have won the whole
right,
thing,
Yeah.
and we didn't because of excuse my language, but a bullshit ass rule. And
right.
they should be pissed. Ever since that day, ever since they saw New York put up the trophy, we should have been pissed since that day. We have been playing like it ever since. We just need to keep going until we hold that trophy ourselves, because that's the goal. Nothing else matters.
Mm.
That's the goal. Well,
Yeah.
the
No, no.
shield, but that's done
Well,
and over with.
yeah. So also, let me ask you, what's if you're Jim Curran, what's your game plan? You know, from last weekend to this weekend, what's your game plan to beat this Toronto team? You know their weaknesses. You know what's their strengths. What do you got? What's your game
I
plan? What's
mean,
your playbook looking like?
honestly, the main guys you have to try and contain are going to be Jimenez, Insigne, Osorio, and Pozuelo. After those guys, everything else sort of just falls into place for being able to essentially seal this team out. Pozuelo is really good on the set piece. Um, Insigne, of course, you just can't not keep an extra eye on him just because of how his play is. And of course, guys like Michael Bradley, Io Akinola, they have a very decent roster. It's just something has not clicked for them collectively as a
Hmm.
unit. And I
Michael
don't.
Bradley doesn't worry me at all.
And the thing is, what's even funnier is that they're coached by Bob Bradley, Michael Bradley's father,
Oh wow.
Michael
who
Bradley
used
doesn't
to
worry
who
me at
used to
all.
coach the U.S. men's national team. Funnily enough,
Yeah, no, I'm
when
not.
Michael Bradley
I
was there, so
Dude, Michael Bradley. I don't lose a wink of sleep thinking about Michael Bradley.
nah, not
No,
anymore,
not at all.
not
Not even a
anymore,
little bit. He's
not
just
anymore.
another guy. He's just another bald guy playing soccer.
Hey, leave those
I
bald
mean,
guys alone. But anyway, my brother Chuck's going bald. You leave him alone.
Oh,
Uh,
God, poor bastard.
if he starts playing soccer, he might as well be Michael Bradley.
you might as well be Mr. Clean. But anyway, guys, same thing. When I ask the same question. If you're Jim Curtin, if you're the Mets you just saw on Saturday, what is your game plan for Sunday? What do you have to do?
Foot, throat.
I like it. That's cover guy action right there. I'm ready to rock and roll. You know what I
That's
mean?
the game plan. Make sure that we play defense well, unlike we did against Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure we play defense well. And just attack, man. Just like keep go out there and just attack. Get that momentum back, get that mentality back, and go into the playoffs with that hungry dog mentality.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it because then I'm going to agree with everything you just said. You listen. We came into Charlotte thinking this was going to be a nice, easy dub, but like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, and we got punched in the mouth on Saturday.
Yeah, we did.
Guess
Yeah,
what?
we did.
It's time for us, to return the favor. So guess what? So as soon as Toronto comes in, I'm telling you, they're going right into the woodshed and just getting beaten, just getting a beat down is coming. There's going to be just there should be a no mercy rule because that's coming. You know what I mean? It's going to be oh man, it's going to be ugly. Not for us, it's going to be enjoyable, but for Toronto. So, guys, like I said, this is going to be a crazy game coming up. I think, like I said, I'm thinking a 5-6 dub win over. I mean, they're going to
I'm
play
I'm
their
I'm
best
not
soccer.
I'm not up there with you. It just again just because I don't think it's gonna be like so high. I think that they may score one, but I'm thinking more maybe 3-1 type of
Who's going to be
beating.
your player of the game?
Um, for us,
Mm-hmm. For Sunday.
if I'm thinking if I wanted to go the way that I wanted to go, and we limit the mistakes, Jack Elliott.
Jake, you're going Elliott. Okay.
Yeah, just because we need to we need to be solid back there.
Okay. I like it. I like it. How about you, Austin? Who's your player of the day for Sunday?
My man of the match, I think. Shit. I think it's gonna be Gazdag. I feel like two of the three key places that we need to sort of readjust are in the midfield play and in the attack, and he's that guy to be able to get you to that point.
Right, right.
Mind
So
you, Gastek has been player of the game like
A
2
lot,
out of 3 games every time.
a lot of the time,
yeah, it's gonna be like I said.
and another person that'll probably be man of the match is whoever, uh, well, at least a player to watch is going to be whoever is playing in place of Kai Wagner. Whoever's playing in
Alejandro
place of him.
Bedoya. No,
What?
not Alejandro Bedoya. He's not the man of the match.
Take it easy.
Interesting.
He might. You
Interesting.
never know. You never know. He'll probably have a
I
good
know.
amount of distance
Trust
covered.
me.
He'll have a good amount of
Trust
distance.
me, I know.
If he starts, he'll cover a lot of ground.
Austin,
Yeah.
I love you, but trust me, I know he's not going to be.
Who knows? 2-goal effort from Bedoya? You don't know. You don't know
Oh,
shit, dude.
buddy.
You don't know
Oh,
shit.
buddy.
Oh man. But like I said, I'm excited to see what happens. My guy, I'm hoping my man plays is my man Carranza. I love that kid.
King Julian.
Yeah, that kid could play. So uh, I want to see him go off. But like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, what team shows up. I'm imagining the Hunger Dogs in all their eyes, and they're licking their chops
Listen,
for Toronto to come in here.
this weekend, I'm gonna be relying on you guys
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna be in state, so I'm gonna be
yeah.
relying on you guys to let me know what the hell is going on because I doubt that they'll play that game anywhere in Florida.
Do you have
Probably
the
not.
you got the YouTube TV on your phone?
Yeah, but when you go to a different spot, you get their signal.
If you got to what call it, it usually will track it with you because I was watching the Phillies
Well,
game down there.
here goes a better question. Do you have ESPN Plus?
I have probably I have everything, man. I don't know.
I think my man God's gonna be
If you
too
have
top.
ESPN Plus and you're outside of the normal broadcast area for local, you should be able to get the match.
All
Yeah,
right, cool.
yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be 2:30 on Sunday.
Yeah, and
Um,
if you're in the local broadcast area, you can watch it. If you're out and about, like I will be, I'll be at work. You can watch it on PhiladelphiaUnion.com.
yeah, that's what I've
Usually
been
most of
watching.
them are on MLS Live on ESPN Plus as well as wherever they're being broadcast. Um, Aside from that, I think there's a radio broadcast through the iHeartRadio app on Fox
Damn,
Sports The
Austin,
Gambler.
you got all the tea.
Yes, yeah, the Gambler with my
Yeah,
man
look,
Sean
hey
Brady.
man, look, I find my ways to listen to my teams. Okay,
Yeah, you're a good man. You're a good
look,
man.
every other team, if I'm working, like I was working during the Eagles game,
Oh, see,
go to
no,
this
I don't do
website that
that.
that I know of called Stream East.
I don't do that.
Well, and I
All my
believe.
Phillies games and stuff. I mean, look, VPN first, obviously,
I
and
like that.
then drop on in.
I believe they're
So I
actually
watch all my
having.
UFC stuff too. UFC, boxing, like wrestling pay-per-views and stuff. You name it. That's where I watch it
Oh,
all.
look at that.
And I believe they're doing the Sons of Ben are having something going on over
Yes,
in Jersey.
they
Some
are
kind
doing
of
a. They are doing a.
tailgate
I
party.
believe they're doing a watch party somewhere. Let me see.
Not
Yeah,
only a
I'm not.
watch party, they're for the Toronto. Aren't they looking for volunteers for the tailgate? And they'll let
Yes,
you in
that's
the
what it
tailgate
is.
for free. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Uh,
Yeah, so if you know if anybody wants to go down there, I mean, and you can hit them up on Twitter, volunteer, help them out. You'll get the tailgate's great. You get
yeah,
beers on
man.
tab. You get food. We should actually go to the tailgate one day. It's
I
$20.
totally agree. I totally
Dude,
agree.
it's $20. You can't beat it.
You can't be. Yo,
yeah.
I'm
20 bucks
telling
to
you.
get in.
Listen,
Perfect.
playoff time. Let's do it.
Well, listen,
Talker
I
is
already
over.
bought my tickets. I already bought my tickets for the
For the playoffs.
first game. Yeah.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
why. That's why I'm like I'm shooting for the first round bye because that's what I got my ticket for.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Listen, we got some fall ball going on. Union, like I said, what's your final prediction? Mine is a 4-5 win
I'll
over
say three
Toronto.
one, 3-1
3-1,
Philadelphia.
and Austin said 2-1.
Yeah, either 2-1 or like 3-2, like whatever it is, it's going to be one goal differential.
Okay. Well, listen, guys, this has been a great episode of the Attacking Third. Catch us next week as we finalize and break down the last game of the season, and we will find out. We will play. Depends where we're at. We'll be
We'll,
talking
we'll
about the
start we'll
playoffs.
start doing all the speculation with brackets and shit next week.
Yes.
Get ready.
Yes.
Get ready.
Get your brackets out. Get some brackets out.
I can't wait to lose my goddamn mind over lines and squares, dude.
It's gonna happen. So listen, before we get out of here, of course, hit up our man David Archeri, work compensation, medical vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. Hit him up at 610-565-0300. And of course, our Philly sports trips again, like Austin said earlier, guys, you want to talk? We're here talking Union. You want to get started looking at next year, or whatever, and I believe they're going to be doing some trips in the near future. They'll hook up. So guys, get on phillysportstrips.com. Tell them Edge of Philly Sports sent you, and yeah, just enjoy the ride. And again, for you guys, I know it's a little blurry, but here goes the schedule of all the shows. Yes, so guys, this has been a great episode, and right after this, 10:45 tonight, our man Austin, our man Arthur, wherever he's at, and
We're like a hard 11.
yeah, and the new man Matt is going to be joining our
Yes.
show. Going to be talking some the Legend of Zelda. So for all you
Yeah,
video
man.
game heads
I'm
who
actually.
have off
It's not
tomorrow,
on there anymore.
Do you know how many
It's not on
kids
there
have been
anymore. But I
playing
was playing
Zelda
it
because of this game?
because
listen,
of which one? Because of
Zelda.
Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild.
What's
listen.
that?
What are you talking about? Like kids from this generation playing it now?
Yeah.
Dude, they're making a second game continuing from Breath of the Wild. So like,
Oh, nice.
bro, I played like all of like 35 minutes of Breath of the Wild, and I was like, I need to buy this game. I want it to go on sale. Never does.
Right. So
Never.
guys,
Never.
so checking in 10:45 on the Devereaux Sports Facebook page or Devereaux Sports Twitch page,
Which is
and
Deveraux
underscore.
DEVERAUX _sports. We had to change it because some things happened, and
Yeah,
I, for
we're
some reason, wasn't able to log back in.
and next week we will have our Devereaux Sports YouTube and Twitter. We're going to be everywhere but my underwear. So anyway, guys,
Anytime.
Anyone wants to be there.
Every freaking time.
Nobody wants to be there.
so guys, look, man, give Gus a follow on Instagram, on Twitter. Hit him up, and if you are a Facebook, hit him up. You can do that either way. Same thing with Austin. Hit him up on Twitter. Hit him on Instagram, everywhere. Hit them up everywhere. Guys, we are going to be exploring the ocean a little bit. So, guys, hit us up, give us a follow, and we'll check back with you. Go Union. Cool. We all did Russell.